Hello, Stamper. Welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stamping Up at frenchiestamps.com. Today, I'm going to share a very simple fun fold. I call it the Interlock Fun Fold. You're going to see it's kind of interlocked on each other. One thing, so the base of the card is designer series paper. Um, Depends how you're going to place it. See, sometimes it want to tip because we put cardstock in the center, so it's more heavy in the center. So that can be a little tricky, but I love it's a great way to use the designer series paper. And I was inspired by Glenda at the stamp camp with this. So the designer series paper, it's neat for tweed. And I think that it's perfect like for fall, winter. You're going to see quite a bit more of this paper. I challenge my team. So see, it's all like very tweed, like those heavy jacket. Et voila. So very variation. So I'm using this print here. I think it go good for the fall and also give me the chance to use the artistic leaves. So the paper, the size that you want, it's going to be the full length of this paper, 12-inch by 5.5. So that's going to give you the card base. So we're going to score at 2, 4, 2, 4, and then 8 and 10. But the 2 is just need 3/4. So you can go a little bit more. It doesn't matter. 3/4 at the top and 3/4 at the bottom. That is the 10. I'm going to flip it so I can see it better, okay, for the 2 and the 10 there. So I'm just going to do this way. Now we're going to do full score at 4-inch and full score at 8-inch, okay? So 4 and 8, you do the full score. And the 2 and 10, we just need about 3/4 here. Even if it's go a little bit more, that is okay. Et voila, that is it for the score. It's simple, isn't it? Now I'm going to remove this. And then we're going to take our paper trimmer and we're going to start at 2. We're going to cut 3/4 inch top and bottom. Okay, so we're going to flip and 3/4, but we're going to start at 2-inch. So you put it right at your 2-inch mark there. And you're going to go ahead and make sure it's straight here. And so you start at 2 and you go all the way to 10. We're going to flip this around. I find it easier to flip it around. And again, put your paper at 3/4 inch. And it's, you're going to go the 10 to the 2. That is it. Now let's remove this. Now, before we keep on folding and such, I'm going to share, I pre-stamp most of them. I kept one so I can share with you. This is a 2-step stamping. For the layers, you're going to need 3. Well, I'm using 3 of the old olive. The other one, this one, I use cherry cobbler. The next card we're going to do, I'm using old olive. This is 3 by 3/4 by 3 by 3/4. And I'm using very vanilla. I started with white, and for that fall print, I like very vanilla better. It's 3.5 by 3.5. You're going to need 3 of them. So I'm going to share with you the front one there. I like to start with the one with all the little lines. So I'm using old olive for this one. I'm going to put it at kind of bottom sideways here. And then, so that was the maple, and then the aspen leaf here, I think that's what it is. I'm just doing partial. I'm doing all olive also. And those one are just partial. Now I'm done with the grain. We're going to use cherry cobbler for the center. So I'm going with the color of the paper in here. And I think it's great color for fall. So now I just aligned that. What I'm looking at the tip of the leaves there. Maybe you're going to see my hair in here. All is good. Here we go. We're going to smack there. And by the way, if you notice, I got my foam piecer under. When it come all with a photopolymer, I like to have a foam under. Okay. Now for the other one, I'm going to use crushed curry, and that you see, it's just that little divot there that's going to come right here. And when it's stamped, it look a weird color, but it dry normal. Et voila. Oh, I passed there a bit. That's all good. Now I got my greeting that it's a hello, sweet friends. And that it's all from the same stamp set, okay? I'm going to smack that right here. And that was in pecan pie. See, I'm all in the fall thing, right? Thanksgiving and such. Now I got the little dots. I'm going to use crushed curry. And I'm going to put one right there so it won't be so not noticeable. Just add like mixed in there. So this layer in Vera Vanilla, that 3.5 by 3.5, we're going to mount that on a layer of old olive that it's 3/4 by 3/4. Now I pre-done the other one. You didn't have to watch me stamp all that, right? So that's going to be the center, and this is going to be, oops, this one could have. Here we go, the last one. So 1, 2, 3. I took my Wink of Stella, and when you use the Wink of Stella right away on a stamp image, it's going to blend a little bit. It's going to bleed, not blend, but bleed. And I'm okay with that. It's really get even more like old leaves, leaves that are a bit fall down and such. Now, when you do that on color, I always say use a piece of scrap paper that I get one right here. And you want to wipe your brush so you remove the ink on your brush of the Wink of Stella. Okay, now the trick to this, it's all in the folding. So now I'm going to tell you if I go too fast, don't worry, you can back forward and such. So right here at the 2-inch, we're going to push that in the back and push this in the back. Okay. Now you're going to feel it. That was a 4-inch going to go in. Should be right at the edge there and here. So now we get that part down. Now this part here, so right here, that was the 4-inch. It's gonna, here we go straight. So now we get this. Now I'm going to fill this, and then this part right here, the next score there. Okay, let me pull this one here to make sure. Okay, so now we get this go in the back, this go in the back, this go in the front. Okay, we're going to do this one that's going to go in the back. So this one, it's front, this one in the back. So we reverse all of them, put it that way. So now we get the center, see? Okay, so then this part over here going to go in the front. And push, where is it? In the front. If it's not right, we're going to flip it back. So let's leave it this way here, and let's mount our thing, and then it's going to be easier to attach. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my square here. I find it a lot easier when I close it. Oh, Here we go. So I get the front here. I'm going to put that right here. Open this up. Now we're going to follow our pattern here, meaning that sometime I want to fold it a bit so you see it's easier to know where to start there. Here we go. And then the last. So that's where we're going to put our greeting. You can always put more panel in the back. Okay, so those two tips go down here. Now those two go in the back. Et voila. Now I'm going to take my bone folder right here. Hallway, oops, be careful there. Reinforce. I'm going to turn this around. Et voila. So you see, the first two are in the back, this front, the big one in the front, and then that go in the back and then in the front. And see, it stand up. It stand up lovely. It's just that if you open it too much, see it want to wobble. It's just that this is more heavy. But I really like that it's all the designer series paper to use. So now, like I said, you can always put another square in the back if you want to write in the back and not in the front of the card. But this fold perfectly, perfect fit in a regular card. The width, it's 4 inch because we separate that in 3, but that, I mean, a 1/4 inch, it don't matter, right? And then, see. So now you got it in the green or in the cherry cobbler. My vote would be cherry cobbler, just because you get less cherry cobbler in your designer series paper, so it pop more up. But again, it's all personal choice. And then you see it kind of interlock. It's kind of a W or a hem, right? So, but if voila, my friend, that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this fun fold that I was inspired by Glenda. It's something similar to that, not sure if that was, I know it was different paper and such, but if voila. So that is it for today. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up. And all the supplies and measurement will be on my blog right below. You get the direct link. Thank you so much for your support. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend. Bye-bye for now.